Awesome Innovation Awards next Thursday, November 16th. The annual Chicago Innovation Awards are a celebration of innovation in all of its forms. We're going to talk about that now with Tom Kuczmarski. He's the president and founder of the global consulting firm Kuczmarski Innovation. He's also the author of a new book about managing risk. It's called Risk-Free Innovation, 10 Ways to Manage Uncertainty. Tom, welcome to the Wintrust Business Lunch. Hi.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. This isn't the first time you all have done this, though. Tell me a little bit about these awards over the years.
Well, they started actually 22 years ago. I really wanted to shine a spotlight on the amazing things occurring here in the Chicago region, as opposed to thinking that Silicon Valley was the source of all innovation. And what we've seen over the past 22 years have been actually 377 organizations win a Chicago Innovation Award, and that cuts across for-profit, non-profit, high-tech, low-tech, no-tech, big corporations and startups. And the thing that I just still continue to get so excited about is the amazing people that are always behind these incredible innovations. And that's what it really takes. It takes people to really create the right types of cultures to do this.
So do you survey the land and decide yourself, or is it a contest? How are these winners determined?
This year we had 344 nominations submitted. So a company can either nominate themselves or a nonprofit can nominate themselves or have somebody else nominate them. We then have 12 judges, and these 12 Chicago Innovation judges have been, many of them have been doing this for decades now. Will actually get together and screen through and then, boil it down to the top 100 nominees. Those top 100 then go to the People's Choice Award, where every Chicagoan is able to actually vote for them. And one of them will be, the People's Choice Award winner will be selected and will be announced at the Chicago Innovation Award, along with 21 other winners. So just think about it, John. Only 21 winners out of 344 nominees. So it really is a very select group.
Keynote speakers this year include Brandon Johnson, the mayor, Tony Preckwinkle, Cook County Board, Secretary of State Alexi Janulius. What are some examples of either the nominees this year or some of the past winners? What kind of businesses are we talking about?
Sure. It really ranges. I'll give you just a couple of examples of past winners. So a number of years ago, Farmer's Fridge was a winner, which started 10 years ago. And Farmer's Fridge is a refrigerator with healthy foods in it. And it's just such a great example of a disruptive innovation, because when you think about what we would get in a vending machine years ago, it was just, popcorn, peanuts, and candy bars. And now we can get actually healthy salads and the like. Two, a large corporation like Abbott, who created Freestyle Libre, which for people that have diabetes would have to get their finger, blood tested. And now they just put a patch on the back of their arm, and their cell phone can read their glucose levels. I mean, so it's both small and big, and it's just wonderful to see.
Now, you've written about this in Risk-Free Innovation. These are innovation awards. What do you mean risk-free innovation? That almost sounds like a contradiction of terms.
Yeah, well, it does. I've taught at the Kellogg School of Management. I teach innovation there, and I have for many decades. And I always ask executives, what's the biggest impediment to success with innovation? And the majority of the time, John, what they would say to me is, we're risk averse, fear of failure, not willing to, make big investments. And so I said, we've got to tackle this one. And so this is my ninth book, Risk-Free Innovation, and it really says, if you employ these 10 risk reducers, you will indeed increase your probabilities of success and be able to view innovation as a growth strategy that you can count on.
But you also embrace risk to some degree, right? I mean, that would seem to be tantamount to innovation. If you're going to evolve or grow, you have to take chances, right?
Yeah, exactly correct. And that's why, for example, one of the 10 risk reducers is when a company will put together a plan, or here's the innovation, revenues that we're looking to achieve over the next 3 or 4 or 5 years, it's 100% right success assumed. Well, don't do that. Build in a 40% failure rate, a 30% failure rate, and then overshoot in order to make sure that you hit your goal. But that's just an example of where you've got to be able to accommodate risk.
How do you know the difference between a reasonable risk and something that is not a reasonable risk?
Yeah, great question. The answer to that is you have to start the innovation process by understanding the problems and needs of your customers or your consumers. Don't start with idea generation. And that's where so many companies begin the process. They say, let's have a brainstorming session and come up with a whole bunch of creative ideas. And they do that, but which ones resonate with a consumer, with a customer? And that's really the key starting point to be able to then go through a systematic process that will address those problems and needs in the marketplace.
I can see people doing that. If you make widgets or whatever it is you do, say, hey, I got an idea, let's do this, let's come up with a better thing. And nobody needs to, but maybe somebody needs to pause and say, yeah, but do the customers need this? What do they want us to do?
Exactly. And yet the tendency is to say, no, I've got this great idea, I've got this great new technology, I want to be able to get this in the market as soon as possible. Well, let's find out first what the best application for that would be by understanding what the customer's needs are or what the consumer's problems are that they're trying to resolve.
Do you talk about capitalization at all? I mean, there's always the financial risk here too, right?
Yes, absolutely, for both startups but also for large corporations. And, what has to occur is there has to be a thinking strategically before thinking tactically. And yet, that's where the large corporation and startup will often start. They go, no, here's the idea, so let's get it to market fast, as opposed to what do we really want innovation to achieve for us, and what are the resources that we'll need, and over the next 3 years, what's the return that we can expect to get from it, and what's the capital that's going to be required to be able to develop it and then also launch it. And the business case, I think, is one of the most important aspects of the entire innovation process. And that's not the fun part necessarily, but it's critical because we've got to make sure that we're doing things that are ultimately making some money for the company or for the organization.
Terry Savage told us about you, Tom. I'm glad that we've connected. The book is called Risk-Free Innovation, 10 Ways to Manage Uncertainty, and they have at the UIC the form. At the UIC, they on Thursday, November 16th, are going to announce the awards of this year's 2023 Chicago Innovation Awards. Good luck to you and good luck to them, Tom. Thanks for your insight.
Thanks so much. Enjoyed it.